My name is Miko Matsumura and I am the co-founder of Evercoin Exchange. Evercoin is a non-custodial exchange. It's one of those rare exchanges where you don't have to sacrifice your private keys to the exchange. It allows you to maintain control of your crypto assets, and yet it also gives you liquidity and the ability to exchange. It's a rare combination. We've been going about 9 months to about a year, so we've been a fully operational exchange for a good part of that time. Check us out, evercoin.com. So we are largely centralized as an exchange, but I think that people are not reasoning well about exchanges with respect to centralized versus decentralized. People think decentralized is good and they think centralized is bad. I think that's actually really a big mistake. The thing that they're really deeply feeling about is actually custodial versus non-custodial. That's what matters. What does that mean? It means, does the exchange control all of my crypto assets, or do I control all of my crypto assets? So we offer a centralized non-custodial exchange, which I think is a new model, and it's a model that I think people who understand crypto should be excited to see. I believe that the centralized non-custodial exchange is the future because it is the most compatible with the laws of cryptocurrency. One of the laws of cryptocurrency is he who controls the private key controls the crypto asset. If you think about almost all the major exchanges in the world, the users do not control their own private key, therefore the users don't have control over their own assets. So a non-custodial exchange is actually a very powerful way to maintain control of your crypto asset, but at the same time experience the kind of liquidity that you expect when you're doing exchange. New users, when they come to Evercoin, what they should expect is extraordinary ease of use. So we really pride ourselves in ease of use, we pride ourselves in transparency, we pride ourselves in fairness, and we also pride ourselves in trust. So if you go to evercoin.com, you'll actually see the pictures of the founders on the front page of the site. It's pretty rare for a cryptocurrency exchange to have that level of transparency, and we back all of our transactions with a live support desk, so you actually can interact with us and you can actually get really good solid answers about where's my transaction, where are my cryptocurrencies. All these things can be answered for you, thereby maximizing your experience on our exchange. Evercoin is currently focused on non-securities tokens. So this really includes the basic Bitcoin, it also includes Ether, and it includes things like Litecoin, and also a number of Bitcoin derivatives. The only coin that is an ICO coin is really Ether, and that has been determined already to not be a security. So we're really focused on a fairly concentrated number of tokens, and we're seeing quite a lot of volume for those. What Evercoin is doing that's very different from other exchanges is we want to be a native exchange that's built for the early majority. So I think that very early exchanges are built for early adopters, and early adopters are people who are really comfortable with the technology. It's kind of a nerdy interface or kind of a hacker interface. We really want to provide a more mass market interface, and we want to make it more crypto friendly, but at the same time we also want to connect it to emerging regulatory frameworks. So we really are moving towards being as compliant as we can by following all of the national and international regulatory frameworks. The SEC has yet to rule on a fairly small number of non-ICO coins, for example Bitcoin, but it does seem pretty evident from the way that they are speaking that they do not think Bitcoin is a security. So there are coins where the signaling is fairly clear that it's not a security. So we are focused on that area. However, we are exploring new domiciles for the exchange, such as Malta, which has new regulatory frameworks, such as what they call VFA, or virtual financial asset. And we do see that there's an opportunity to address the European market through a domicile such as Malta, and that will allow for a much more expanded set of listings. We are contemplating expansion into regions such as Europe and Asia. So at the moment, our operations are US-based, and we are actually bringing a lot of people from all over the world to that exchange. However, we are entertaining moves into Europe and Asia, which would give us a specific access point to those markets. One thing I'd like to provide as an update is, in addition to the exchange, I will be announcing a Japan-based cryptocurrency investment fund. So it'll be a $30 million investment fund called Gumi. It's based on a publicly traded company in Japan of that name. At the moment, based on the securities laws in the United States, Evercoin is not listing new tokens. So anything that is related to an ICO, for example, we're very respectful of the regulation, and so we're not entertaining new listings of that type. This is subject to change. We may actually have a mechanism for doing so through a Maltese subsidiary. However, at the moment, we are not entertaining new listings. One thing that I wanted to make clear is that today's exchanges are broken, and where they're broken is they're breaking what I call the law of the private key. So in cryptography and in cryptocurrency, the owner of the private key is the owner of the crypto asset. Almost all exchanges today, you don't actually have your private key, which means you are not the owner of the asset. You have no technical framework and you have no legal recourse. So to me, the current state of exchange is fundamentally broken. So, I really wanted to make sure that people in the audience understood that, which is, if you don't have the private key, you are not the owner of your cryptocurrency. So please keep track of your private key and don't share that with anyone, including any exchange. Thank you. You've been watching Coin Time.